It's very nice to see so many familiar faces in the room. I have a pleasure to welcome you all and welcome my dear panelists. We decided to show you a bit of our personal perspective, more than you see on the slide that we come from the companies. So let me start with Ania. Ania Paszkiewicz is Akamai Poland site leader, EMEA director of revenue operations, but she's also a mother of a 16-year-old daughter and comes from Bieszczady, which is very important because she still has a bit of a savage heart of a person that used to live surrounded by the nature, clean air, water, freedom, and nature. So it's important for her to be here with us today, taking into account the subject of the discussion. Julia Pardała, Jagiellonian University student, campus ambassador of PwC Polska, law student, and she's also an advocate for education and self-improvement among young people, passionate about language learning. Paulina Zych, GBS Lean Associate in Huntsman, continuous improvement expert at Huntsman, who has been dedicated to charity work since she was at the university, and she's now actively driving the employee engagement and CSR activities within the company. And last but not least, Marek Kaszczyc, head of Insurnav, that's how we pronounce. Okay. He's organizational leader, consultant with over 20 plus years of experience in GBS and technology, promoting people-centric cultures. He's also a coach and a sailing captain at winstory.pl. And myself, Dorota Franczukowska, I'm ESG Senior Manager at PwC Polska. I'm responsible for ESG at PwC, and also I support the sustainable development of companies in the market. And what is maybe the most important today, I'm the initiator of the program Support for Climate Business versus Smog, which was an inspiration for today's panel discussion. And I have the clicker. We have a bit challenges with the technology. Okay, is this better? But you have heard anything that I will. Okay, so let me tell you a few words about the initiative, because we will be commenting on that later. This is an educational program that was initiated by PwC, by myself, and we have companies that join the program, and volunteers, employees of those companies, run workshops and classes for children at schools and kindergartens in 3 topics. It's air quality, climate change, and water resources. We managed throughout the 6 years of the program, we managed to reach out to over 63,000 children all over the Poland. We have 27 partnering organizations this year. I think this is a great example of an employee engagement boosting tool, this program. That's why we are all here. And so we also, it's not only my feeling, but we also do research and we ask our employees and volunteers what do they think about the program, and I will briefly present the newest results of our studies and also of a global study to have a bit of comparison. 62%, it's a global study of manpower and rocket jobs. 62% of employees check companies' reputation in terms of environmental protection even before sending their CV. That is, I think that is a large number. In Poland, it's a bit less. It's 46%, but still, imagine 46, almost half of your candidates for the job check the ESG efforts of a particular company. 60% of employees want employers to take clear and visible action to protect environment. This is the global number. The Polish number here is much higher, it's 77%. We also know that 74% of employees expect active involvement, particularly in the area of clean air. And 65% of respondents value the opportunity for personal engagement in social and educational and volunteering programs in their current workplace. We have also another slide, but it's not okay. We have it now. We asked our respondents, those numbers there are really tiny, so I need to have a bit of help. We asked our respondents, what makes you feel the meaning of the work you do? As you can see, and we asked them to choose the 3 most important factors. And as you can see, the most obvious is adequate salary, but that's not a surprise, but also relationships with the team and development opportunities. You may think that it's not related to social projects, but it is. We know from our volunteers on the gray background, you can see what our volunteers, when we do the evaluation, what do they say, what are the skills that they are acquiring thanks to such programs as ours. And we also see that 1 in 5 employees pays attention to sharing the same values with the employer in terms of ESG actions. And 14% precisely mentions the possibility of participating in social projects, such as ours, but we don't want to focus only on the support for climate business versus smog project here. Okay, now we will flip to the first slide. Okay, that was not this one. Okay, you can see the proper one. I don't see it, but it doesn't matter. Now, equipped with all the data, I will start using the presence of my dear panelists here. And I would like to ask Anna, because Akamai is in the program from the very beginning. Why have you decided to join the program? It was in 2017.
It was pretty obvious for us to join the initiative. We have, I mean, it's not a secret that the IT industry consumes a lot of energy, and we leave our carbon footprint on the world. So it's one of our biggest goals to keep on reducing the energy that we require to power our data centers and to keep on balancing the footprint that we leave on the world with positive actions. So we are very active globally in any efforts helping the climate. And in Poland, in Krakow specifically, where our main office is, we know how difficult it is to breathe with the air full of smoke. I remember the years when me and my team, we really could feel a headache during work hours, during business hours. And it has changed a lot thanks to many initiatives that had happened in the city. There's still a lot that we should be doing, but this was obviously something that all of us could feel on individual level, and it made sense from company values perspective to be engaged in an initiative like this. So, no brainer for us.
Great, thank you. Marek, why should climate activism matter?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to the panel, Dorota. It's a privilege to be here. And why does it matter? I think, you know, I looked in a couple of stats, and this year I met a professor who happens to work with Munich Re, that's a big reinsurer, and he is a climatologist, and he works also with the CAT modeling team, so the team that models the catastrophes, natural catastrophes. and looking through the stats of how the climate has changed from the 1950s to last year, it's a massive, massive change. Someone may say, yeah, but we have a great weather. Yeah, great weather is out there, but the weather is not the climate. So, you know, through the last years, we've been hit with a number of natural catastrophes, right? You can name it. Last year in Portugal, the wildfires, you know, in Greece this year, the rapid floods that happened in Poland this year, in Germany a couple of years back. You know, these events that are happening are actually showcasing to ourselves that, yeah, we need to take action and we need to be more responsible for how we utilize the natural resources and what we do to preserve the planet. I wonder how many of us here is familiar with the Earth Overshoot Day. So the Earth Overshoot Day is the day when we are actually exhausting all of the natural resources on Earth. So this year it happened to be the 1st August, right? So since the 1st August, we've been living on a credit of the natural resources from the Earth. So currently the humanity is using 1.75, natural resources on Earth. If we keep doing that, we will need, roughly speaking, 4 Earths to sustain it by 2050. Well, if we don't take any action on the climate, if we don't start really be more mindful about what we do and how we do, including businesses, and we heard being mindful about the energy consumption in the data centers, the great initiative that you, Dorota, run with the Business versus Smog. These actions are actually necessary to keep us running. And on the last note, I'm a father of 3, so my life got extended by another 8 years or so. And if I think about that, I just want to leave a nice legacy, behind myself, to my kids, to not to worry about a food or water, supply, and to live a really happy life. So yeah, I think that's what matters.
I agree 100%. We have also with us Julia, who represents the Gen Z. So you are the voice of the future employees today. Please tell us, when you hear about companies and employees taking actions, getting involved in sustainability-oriented actions, what is your first reaction?
I think it's genuine amazement. It's such a bewildering thought to have, that things that come to my generation so naturally, such as creativity, confidence, and assertiveness, really, are causing an international revolution in the way that we look at work at all. So when I hear about companies participating in such things, it really becomes apparent that it is a direct outcome of the pressure that we put on employers. And you see, my generation tends to see through the act a lot of companies put on, so it's not that easy to fool us with all the stuff that, I'm not gonna name it here, but I really love that it's becoming normal in the business world, that we do not just look at work as something that we have to do to get by, but as something that we get to do and embrace as part of our dream reality. And I love that personally.
Thank you very much for that and for the pressure that you do. Paulina, you are also the youngest, but within the program, one of the youngest companies that joined the program. What was your employees' perception of such social impact initiatives?
Hello. So this is a very interesting exercise for us because we are a new company on market in Krakow, and we are still kind of gathering our wits when it comes to corporate social responsibility and so on. I speak on behalf of Gen X, and what I've noticed is that a lot of people who decided to participate in the program, they really want to make sure that their children are actually well educated from the early years, they can learn things that for my generation, this knowledge came a little bit later on. So the perception is really positive, and we are still building our structure for this program. But yeah, it's really important that we give people a platform to be able to speak out, especially in the light of recent events that have been happening to Poland, to tell kids what is actual result of climate changes, why water consumption reduction is so important, and where the issues with the breathing every day comes from. So.
Thank you. Although I'm a true fan of the Support for Climate Business versus Smog program, but I want the session to be really inspiring. So Anya, can you give us other examples of employee engagement programs that Akamai is involved?
Yeah, sure. And I just wanted to mention when it comes to business versus smog, we have a record number of volunteers this year, and this number is increasing one year to another. So I can see this is very important for our employees to push for change and be part of the change, and they do want to invest their personal time to go to schools, to kindergartens, to talk to children, to talk to people about the topic, how important it is. So it is really one of the most active group, I would say. The sustainability green team in general, this is one of their activity. But what else we do? So these are not programs that are pushed down from the leadership of the company. We have a lot of very active and creative employees in Akamai. This has always been the unique culture that we had in our company, that people just come up with ideas and say, you know, I have this passion, maybe there are more people like me, or maybe somebody would like to do something similar that is important for them. And we, as a leadership team, we're doing our best to support them. And so like, okay, so tell us how to run it, what is important, how do we start, who are we looking for, what can we do? So another example of something that is not related to sustainability could be charity. We're big on charity. And it usually, like I said, like I described, it happens this way, that somebody says, you know what, there's this great initiative, maybe we could join this. And sometimes we do really extraordinary things. Like last year when I was here, I had to leave earlier because in the evening I was part of the charity boxing gala where our employees go out on the ring and take part in the boxing event to collect money for a charity.
Did you win?
It was a draw. My opponent was a director of payroll, so who would want to knock out the payroll director, right? So wouldn't make sense. But yeah, this year we're doing it again. That's one of the examples, and it's our employee who is now working in finance, but used to be representative of Polish national team in kickboxing. Is our trainer. There are people who would like to dedicate their time at 7 a.m. in the morning on any given day, come to a training, and then later on participate in a battle for the charity cause, right? So that's another example. We have people who are engaged in STEM areas, so they help to translate books that talk about children being safe on the internet, and then help to create pressure on Polish authorities with Ministry of Digitalization to talk about this, to combine the efforts of the private sector and the public sector to make sure that the the youngest ones, the future, our children are safe in the internet. We organize with this group workshops for teenagers, for children, for students to talk about STEM, to talk about the careers in STEM, what's possible, how companies, technology companies work, what kind of careers, what are the things you can do. And yeah, I could list many more. There are teams dedicated to change management. We have a group that is an artistic group and prepares a theater about cybersecurity, Cyber Red Riding Hood, and then they go to Children's Hospital to give this performance there. But again, it has to come from a person that is passionate about something and has to find a group of people that that topic is really resonating with them, and they are authentically interested in dedicating time and effort, energy to something that is close to their heart. And then there's a chance for big success. And it's important because for all of us, we are, of course, employees, but we have our partners in life, we have our children, we have our parents, we have our friends, we have our interests, passions, something that is very important for us. And if we find other people that that also believe that certain topic is important, some extra energy is being released, and in a small group of people, even we can make great things happen in our small scale. But yeah, it's possible, and I think that's what makes a difference, and it really drives the engagement. Sorry for a long speech.
Thanks. So it's the bottom-up initiatives. That's what we hear, but also ability to create environment for employees to come to you and involve others. Marek, can we measure or even monetize the employee engagement?
Right. Let me first congratulate you on all of the great initiatives that you do at Akamai. It's great to hear it, and I think it's all part of the sustainability, because sustainable growth is not only about the environment, but it's also about that social element, right? So how do we grow the next generation? So really great to hear that. Coming back to the question, can we measure it? Yeah, I think we've been measuring that as the organization. We've been measuring the engagement for quite a while now, using different methodologies, different tools, so on and so forth. I mean, in fact, when I think about that and think about all of those surveys that I did in my professional life, I'm sure the companies by now should be masters in how do we really look at the engagement. While still there is something wrong, right? While still there is something that is coming back that we have low engagement in the organization, how do we tackle it, and so on and so forth. So I think, yes, we can measure it, and we should continue measuring it. But what's most important to me when I think about that is the way we measure it, is the way we communicate. Why do we measure it? How do we measure it? Is that transparency element that we bring to our employees, to our staff? And how do we engage them in resolving some of those issues that came up in the surveys? It's not a leadership only task from the ivory tower to sit down and think, okay, what kind of 3 actions we should take this year to tackle the issues with the engagement. Is everyone's responsibility. So yeah, we should continue measuring it and making sure we're transparent of how do we measure and what we do, and engage people in the actions planning. Can we monetize on it? Yeah, and I think there are a lot of research been done that more engaged staff equals to happy customers, equals to better quality of a product, and that translates into a better revenue. But I think how I like to look at that is rather than thinking that monetization of the engagement is my ultimate goal, no, it's a result of the actions that I'm taking as a business. So I'm not really focusing that, my revenue is going to grow because I'm going to do those 3 actions in my organization that will boost the engagement. If that's going to happen, I'm going to be super happy, but I'm going to be literally happy because of the fact that I did something for people and with people that work for this organization, and the rest is just a result of the actions that have been taken.
So it's according to the citation, take care of your employees and they will take care of the clients.
Absolutely.
Julia, what would be your perfect employer?
Well, the characteristics of a perfect employer are many, as people my age don't really shy away from posing certain expectations. But the thing that comes to my mind first is really embodying what they stand for. So it really starts off with basic things. If the company promotes further skill acquisition within its employees, I want to be able to personally benefit from that by maybe taking a course or 2, something like this, and then the concept gets more advanced. So if the company takes pride in fostering a supportive work environment, in new approaches, maybe valuing them, and also just fostering this creativity in the workplace. I want to be able to see that in the office, not just on the company website. So I really think that employers should understand and appreciate the fact that the history of my personal employment makes up such a massive part of my life overall. And something I do not want to talk about dinner parties when I talk about my work is like, oh, doesn't the company that you work for participate in questionable and unethical environmental practices? And I don't want to be like, but they pay well, right? So it's really something that I care about, the sustainability and all the beautiful ideas that are being promoted in the business world nowadays. So my perfect employer really embodies that.
Thanks. I think we were all ears in this room, hearing Julia answering that. Paulina, you are one of the coordinators in our program. What does it give you personally?
Personally, it gives me a sense of achievement because the entire work that we do to involve our employees, and like I mentioned before, we are a new company. We are starting building this environment of engagement, trust. We start building team spirits. People get to meet each other and they start to collaborate. So overall, a tremendous sense of satisfaction.
Great, thank you. And the same question to all of us. What makes you feel engaged at work? Who wants to start?
I think since I love working with people, I wouldn't be able to perform a job that is just me and the computer, and that's my energy is interaction with people, and I think the biggest satisfaction for me is to see people grow, being happy that they learned something new that they can share with their colleagues, and that they achieved what they would like to achieve, whether it's next step in their career or something that they wanted to create, like I mentioned, the theater play. It gave them a lot of satisfaction that they were able to do something extraordinary with their colleagues, or they were able to contribute to a better climate, whatever it is important for a person. That is very rewarding for me at my job, and this is something that keeps me engaged.
Great, thank you. Paulina, I think you want to be the next one.
I will not be original. It's people as well. But the aspect that's really important to me is the variety of people, the variety of perspectives. I really appreciate working with younger people and getting to know the new ideas, which I would definitely not learn from the media that I follow. And the sense of surprise. Very often we organize events and people come over and they say they want to lead certain projects, which is satisfying, but they always have a different perspective than I would expect them to have. So it's a very enriching opportunity to learn how people see the world as well.
Thank you. Marek, Julia?
Should I? Okay.
Of course.
Well, my generation is very vision-oriented. So I would say the thing that motivates me personally is seeing the direction where I'm going when I'm at work. We need to see and understand the clear vision that you have in order to perform exceedingly. And this might be something that I wish more people understood, and that is Gen Z has such power, because there has not yet been a generation that is so strongly passion-driven, and we can basically move mountains with our bare hands if you show us what for. So that might be a silly comparison to make, but see, me, I love puppies. I love them a lot. And if my boss came up to me and told me, Julia, every day if you perform certain tasks, 5% of the income that the company receives goes to an animal shelter. And best believe that I would single-handedly double the company's income. And if I ever decide to quit, they would mourn my department for years to come. So we need to understand what we're working for, and we can compromise, definitely. We can compromise in terms of goals between employers and employees. We can share the same ideas, the same goals. And this is something that I wish was really put out there more, that we do have the same best interest in mind.
Thank you. That was really important to hear that.
Wow. I'm not going to be original as well here. I think people aspect is the most engaging for me. When I see people strive, people really working together, being together at the workplace, and me having an ability to create that environment where they can actually grow. That's what really keeps me happy, and that's what helps me wake up in the morning and go to work and do what I do. So definitely a people aspect. Now, what is important for me as well as a leader, someone who works in the organization, is a fact to ensure that there is a higher purpose, something that Julia mentioned, right? There is something bigger than just the revenue and just a financial goal to what we do. That's what's really important to me. Transparency, honesty, a values-driven organization. That is another aspect that I truly value. And I think without this, I wouldn't feel engaged, or I wouldn't feel connected with the organization.
Thank you. I promised to finish a few minutes before our time in the program. So probably we will do that, unless there are any questions or comments from you.
Yes, don't be shy, raise your hand.
Okay, so I think that I will leave you with a question from myself. What builds the sense of purpose of work for you and your teams? I think this is something that we should take from this session, and your replies are yours. But we wanted here to inspire you with the data and also with the impressions of people participating in the program. I would like to thank my dear panelists. And we also have, at the end of the session, we have the official kickoff of the 7th edition of the Support for Climate Business versus Smog program. You can see there this table, the declaration that will be officially signed in a few minutes. So maybe I will ask now Adam Jamioł from PwC to join us on the stage and to run the official kickoff of the program.
Okay, thank you very much, Dorota. Thanks everyone for joining. I think we are in the People Pavilion for a reason, so it's great to see this passion and great examples of how we can change the world and how our actually employees can influence that and also inspire us. So I think that was really, really insightful. So what I would like to do, I don't want to repeat all the statistics. I know we are doing more and more, and I think it's great that we are doing this together. So first of all, I'm really grateful for all of us. We have 27 members this time, and I know it's not the end yet. So thank you for your participation, and this is amazing. And I'm really proud of what we are achieving day by day, year by year. The statistics are growing. We are making more impact, and it's an impact on us, of course, on our families, friends, but I think we are impacting in a very positive way future generations, so our future. So really, very, very big thank you to all of you. And now I would like to re-emphasize all our members, because you all should be proud. So this year, I need to check my notes. We have many, many partners. 27, indeed. So I will go in, I think, alphabetical order. ABB Business Services, Early, Akamai Technologies. Congratulations, Anya, thank you. Aon, Aspire, Capita, Cisco, Euroclear, Ferro, Global Logic, Herbalife, Hitachi Vantara, HSBC. I saw Greg. Huntsman, of course, Paulina. AIG, GBS, IKEA Purchasing Services, Jacobs, Kion, Krakowski Alarm Smogowy, Knowledge, Maxima Consulting, PwC Polska i PwC Shared Delivery Center. We try as much as we can. SIG, State Street Bank Polska, Sterling Outsourcing, UBS, and UNEP Grid Warsaw. Thank you very much, and let's join the declaration first for signing, and then we'll make a group picture, as we always do. That's our tradition, so let's continue. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thank you.